The waves crashed violently against the cliffs, and the sky roared with fury. Deep beneath the turbulent waters, Marina, a young mermaid with shimmering silver scales, struggled against the powerful currents. She had been exploring far from her home in the Coral Kingdom when the sudden storm hit, sweeping her away from familiar waters. Her heart pounded as she tried to swim back, but the raging sea had other plans. Blinded by the churning waters, Marina was dragged into an unfamiliar underwater cave. Exhausted and disoriented, she clung to a rock as the storm subsided. When she finally surfaced, Marina found herself in a strange lagoon surrounded by towering cliffs. The waters here felt different, calmer, but eerily quiet. She was lost, far from home, and completely alone. As dawn broke, Marina cautiously approached the shoreline, her curiosity outweighing her fear. She had heard tales of humans from the elder merfolk beings who walked on land, breathing air instead of water. But now, faced with their world, Marina felt both wonder and dread. The beach stretched endlessly before her, dotted with colorful shells and strange objects washed ashore. Suddenly, Marina heard voices. She quickly ducked behind a rock, her heart racing. Two humans, a boy and a girl, were walking along the beach, laughing and collecting seashells. Marina's eyes widened as she watched them. They seemed harmless, but she knew the risks. Still, part of her longed to call out, to ask for help finding her way back. But would they understand? Or worse, would they fear her? Marina couldn't resist watching the humans day after day. The boy, Leo, intrigued her the most. He had kind eyes and a gentle way of speaking, even to the smallest creatures on the beach. One day, as he ventured closer to the water, Marina's curiosity got the better of her. She let out a soft melody, a tune from the deep seas. Leo paused, his eyes scanning the waves. "Who's there?" he called, stepping closer. Marina's heart pounded. Should she reveal herself? Before she could decide, a sudden splash gave her away. Their eyes met, and for a long moment, time seemed to freeze. Marina waited for him to scream or run, but instead, Leo whispered, "Are you real?" Against all odds, Marina and Leo formed a secret friendship. Each day, when the beach was deserted, Leo would meet her by the rocks, bringing stories of the human world. In return, Marina shared tales of the ocean's wonders, the glowing jellyfish forests, the songs of the whales, and the hidden treasures of shipwrecks. But Marina couldn't stay long above water. Her gills would dry, and she'd grow weak. Leo wanted to help her find her way home, but neither of them knew how. The more time they spent together, the harder it became to imagine saying goodbye. Yet, deep down, Marina knew she didn't belong in the human world. One evening, as Marina returned to the lagoon, she encountered an old sea turtle named Kovu. His shell was scarred, and his eyes held the wisdom of many tides. "You're far from home, young mermaid," Kovu rumbled. "The human world is dangerous. They fear what they don't understand." Marina listened, but her heart was torn. She trusted Leo, but Kovu's words lingered in her mind. The sea had its rules, and merfolk were never meant to mingle with humans. Kovu warned her of an ancient curse that befell any mermaid who stayed on land too long, a curse that could strip her of her voice and her magic forever. Determined to find a way home, Marina and Leo set out to search for clues. Leo mentioned old legends about a mystical sea map hidden in a nearby cave, a map said to guide lost sea creatures back to their realms. They decided to find it, but the cave was rumored to be cursed, guarded by spirits of the drowned. As they approached the cave's entrance, Marina felt a strange pull in the water, like an ancient force calling her. The cave was dark, its walls covered in glowing seaweed. But danger lurked within. Strange shadows moved beneath the surface, watching their every move. Inside the cave, the air grew cold, and the echoes of their footsteps mingled with whispers from the walls. The cave seemed to come alive, testing their courage with illusions and traps. Marina's tail glowed faintly, casting shimmering light across the rocky walls. After navigating narrow passages and avoiding treacherous pitfalls, they stumbled upon an ancient mural depicting mermaids and humans in harmony until a great betrayal shattered their bond. At the mural's center was a hidden compartment. Inside, they found the sea map, glowing faintly in Marina's hands. But retrieving it came at a cost. The cave's spirits awoke, and they were not pleased. The cave rumbled as ghostly figures emerged from the shadows, their hollow eyes fixed on Marina and Leo. The spirits of drowned sailors and lost souls pursued them through the twisting tunnels. Marina's heart pounded, and Leo's breath came in ragged gasps as they fled. Just as the spirits closed in, Marina sang an ancient melody, one her mother used to soothe the seas. The song calmed the waters momentarily, enough for them to escape. They burst out of the cave, gasping for breath, but the spirit's warning echoed in Marina's mind: the map comes with a price. Back at the lagoon, Marina studied the map. Its symbols glowed faintly, pointing to a hidden current that could lead her home. But as she touched it, her voice faltered. The curse was real. The longer she stayed, the more she risked losing her magic and voice. Leo noticed her growing weaker and insisted she return immediately, but Marina hesitated. She didn't want to leave him behind. Torn between the ocean and the human world, Marina faced a choice: follow the map home or risk everything for the boy who showed her kindness. With time running out, Marina and Leo set out to find the hidden current marked on the sea map. The map glowed brighter as they approached a secluded cove, where the water shimmered with an otherworldly light. Marina felt the pull of the current, a force promising to guide her home, but it came with a warning: the passage was dangerous, filled with ancient sea guardians who protected the way from outsiders. As they prepared to dive, Leo hesitated. "What if you don't come back?" he whispered. Marina's heart ached. She didn't know if returning to the Coral Kingdom meant leaving Leo forever. But the sea was calling, and her magic was fading. She promised she'd find a way to see him again, though neither knew how. Marina and Leo plunged into the hidden current, its waters colder and darker than anything Marina had ever felt. Suddenly, glowing eyes appeared in the shadows, giant sea serpents, the ancient guardians of the passage. They circled, their scales gleaming like armor, testing Marina's courage. Using her fading magic, Marina sang a song of peace, hoping to soothe the creatures. The serpents slowed but didn't retreat. One serpent, larger than the rest, spoke in a rumbling voice. "Only those with true hearts may pass." Marina and Leo's bond was strong, but would it be enough? The serpent's gaze shifted to Leo, questioning his place in the sea. The serpents presented Marina and Leo with a challenge. They had to retrieve a pearl of truth hidden deep within the sea trench. But only one of them could go, and the other had to trust completely. Marina wanted to go, but Leo insisted if they were to prove their bond, he needed to face the ocean's trials too. Marina watched anxiously as Leo dove into the depths, his human body struggling against the pressure. She sang softly to guide him, her voice growing weaker with each note. Hours felt like days until Leo emerged, clutching the glowing pearl. The serpents, satisfied, allowed them to pass, but Marina's strength was nearly gone. As they followed the current, the familiar colors of the Coral Kingdom appeared in the distance: vibrant reefs, bustling schools of fish, and the distant hum of merfolk songs. Marina's heart swelled with hope, but something was wrong. A dark shadow loomed over the kingdom, and the waters felt heavy with sorrow. When they reached the kingdom's edge, Marina saw the cause. Her disappearance had plunged the Coral Kingdom into chaos. Her mother, Queen Nerissa, believed Marina had been captured by humans, and tensions between the two worlds were rising. Marina needed to return before it was too late. Marina led Leo to a hidden grotto near the Coral Kingdom, where he could stay hidden. She promised to return for him after speaking with her mother. As she swam into the kingdom, merfolk gasped and whispered. Marina was alive, but her return brought more questions than answers. Queen Nerissa embraced her daughter but grew stern when Marina spoke of her friendship with a human. "Humans cannot be trusted," the queen declared. Marina pleaded, explaining Leo's kindness, but the queen's heart was hardened by past betrayals. Marina realized her biggest challenge was yet to come, uniting their two worlds before war erupted. The Coral Council convened to decide Marina's fate. The elders were divided. Some saw her return as a miracle, while others viewed her bond with a human as a threat. Marina stood before them, her voice barely strong enough to plead her case. She spoke of trust, kindness, and the power of unity, but the council was wary. Queen Nerissa, torn between love for her daughter and duty to her people, announced a compromise. Marina would have one chance to prove Leo's loyalty. If he passed the test, peace could be possible. If he failed, the merfolk would sever all ties with the human world forever. Marina returned to the grotto and explained the council's challenge to Leo. He would need to dive into the heart of the ocean, a sacred place where only the bravest could enter. There, he had to retrieve a crystal that symbolized truth and unity. The task was perilous, but Leo agreed without hesitation. As they approached the heart of the ocean, Marina's fears grew. The deeper they went, the more the waters seemed to fight them. Strange sea creatures lurked, testing Leo's resolve. But Leo pressed on, driven by his bond with Marina. When he finally reached the crystal, a powerful current tried to pull him away. Marina's fading magic was the only thing keeping him grounded. Just as Leo grasped the crystal, a group of rogue merfolk ambushed them. These merfolk despised humans and sought to sabotage the peace Marina fought for. They accused Leo of stealing sacred treasures and tried to drag him to the surface as a prisoner. Marina fought desperately, using the last of her magic to protect Leo. The rogue merfolk were relentless, but Leo refused to abandon Marina. In the struggle, the crystal shattered, sending a pulse of energy through the water. The heart of the ocean responded, revealing the true intentions of everyone present. The rogues were exposed, but the damage was done. Back in the Coral Kingdom, the shattered crystal caused a stir. Some merfolk saw it as a sign that humans could never be trusted, while others recognized Leo's bravery and loyalty. Queen Nerissa faced a difficult choice: protect her kingdom through isolation or risk everything for the chance at peace. Marina knew the decision wasn't just her mother's to make. She had to choose, too. She could stay in the ocean with her family or return to the surface world, where she might never see them again. The pull of both worlds weighed heavily on her heart. Marina approached the Coral Council one final time. She proposed creating a bridge between the human world and the sea, a secret alliance where trust could grow slowly, guarded by both merfolk and humans. Queen Nerissa, moved by her daughter's determination and Leo's unwavering loyalty, agreed to give it a chance. The first step was Marina's. She would return to the surface, acting as an ambassador for the merfolk. But the sea would always call her home. With a tearful goodbye to her family, Marina swam back to the shore with Leo, knowing this was only the beginning of a new journey. Marina and Leo stood at the water's edge, watching the sun rise over the horizon. The world felt different now, full of possibilities and hope. Though Marina's magic had weakened, her heart was stronger than ever. She was no longer just a mermaid, she was a bridge between two worlds. They promised to protect the secret of the sea while building trust among humans. As Marina dove beneath the waves one last time that morning, she knew she wasn't lost anymore. She had found her place, not just in the ocean, but in the hearts of those who believed in something greater than fear, the power of friendship and unity.